G'day there guys, it's your main man Markee, and welcome back to another episode of r/Am I the Arsehole? Let's go. Am I the arsehole for forcing my son to wait to marry his then high school girlfriend? I, female in my 50s, have two sons, Dan, male 22, and Sam, male 27. Dan started dating Fran in their junior year. Towards the end of senior year, Dan came to me and said that he wanted to marry Fran. At the time, Dan had multiple college options which he was going to decline to stay in our town and marry Fran. I obviously didn't support this. I wanted my son to go to college and knew he wanted that too, as he'd always been ambitious. I told my son that he had his whole life ahead of him and he could get married later, but he didn't need to rush it. I told him that if he went to college and waited, even just a year or two, I'd pay for his tuition. At the time, I didn't know how serious their relationship was, as they had been together for a little over a year, and was scared that it wouldn't work out and he would waste this opportunity. My son happily accepted this offer and agreed with me that it would be the best to wait. This year, my son graduated college but maintained a long-distance relationship with Fran, and they announced their engagement a couple months ago. We were all ecstatic about it. Sometime between then and now, my son told Fran that I was the reason he waited until now to propose. I wasn't aware until Christmas when during dinner, Fran said she wanted to say something. She began saying I paid my son to not marry her and actively tried to ruin their relationship. She then said she was blessed that evil hadn't won and couldn't wait to have a long and happy marriage. Everyone was silent and didn't really know what to say. My son approached me later to apologize and said she had twisted his words, but it has been constantly weighing on my mind, as friends and family present all have different opinions. Edit: if my son had married Fran out of high school, he wouldn't have gone to college. My son chose to go to a school so far away, there were closer options, but he liked the school he chose. I will be showing Dan this thread and update if he responds. Fran currently works at her mother's bakery. She wants to be a stay-at-home mother once they get married and was waiting for Dan to come back home. And now in the comments, not the arsehole. Your future daughter-in-law showed the entire family that you were correct and that your son was wise to delay marriage. By evil, did Fran mean stopping her from getting pregnant at 18 and raising a baby she's obviously not ready for? OP was correct. Fran was definitely not ready to get married at 18, and probably isn't now. OP's son should rethink marrying her now or ever. Fran is treating her partner's mum like an obstacle to their love story, even though she's just looking out for them. Calling her mother-in-law evil might be the precursor to a very strained, potentially toxic, mother-in-law-daughter-in-law relationship. Also, it was just an offer that OP willingly took them up on. So if she's going to be mad at anyone, she should be mad at her partner. He is the one that delayed their marriage. I think Fran is operating on the emotional level of a child. Also, she doesn't dare get mad at the son, boyfriend, fiancé, because she would prove exactly what she is, a harridan in the making. So there has to be a target for her immature and childish anger. It will not be a long and blessed marriage. I think the son will go ahead. The marriage will last maybe 7 years or so. There will be children. There are always children in these situations, as if to guarantee the greatest possible destructive return. And Fran will end up a bitter, divorced girl with a child or two. That is my prediction. I just hope Fran pulls some sort of stunt that makes the son really see her for what she is and dump her. Not the arsehole. And your son should seriously rethink this relationship. Fran doesn't sound very nice. Seriously, good job alienating all of your future in-laws, lady. She obviously is still not mature enough for marriage. I hope OP's son lives with her for a bit so he can see how truly she is before making things legal. OP is not the arsehole. Sadly, it sounds like she's the type who thinks a ring emboldens her to say what she's been holding in for a while. She thinks she rules the roost now that they are officially to be married. But a ring is a promise, engagements can be ended. Not the arsehole. What Fran did was extremely inappropriate and a huge red flag. If I were your son, I would be very cautious now with marrying her. What you did was the right thing. We've all been there at 18 and in love and willing to give up our whole futures for the one. But statistically, those relationships never work out, and 18-year-olds tend to have very naive views of the world. You simply wanted what's best for your son, which is to continue on to college and be set up with the best future ahead for his life. You didn't ask for him to break up with Fran, and if she truly loved him and cared for him, she would understand why this was the best thing to do. Not only did she twist your wanting the best for your son as evil, she also pitted herself against you as someone who does not support their relationship, which is not true. If they continue with the relationship, I can see Fran causing a lot more drama between your son and his family. And now back up to the post. Update. Dan and Fran have talked and cleared the air around this situation. Fran feels awful about what she said and realized she should have come and talked to me privately. This situation, however, has brought up other issues between the two in their future, as Dan expressed to Fran that he would like to go to law school. Fran wants them to start their life together and thinks it's unfair for Dan to make them wait for 4+ years. Dan is currently home, and we will be dealing with this together. Thank you for all of the advice. Dan has read this thread and is now feeling unsure about their relationship. Our next post is titled, Am I the asshole for moving my baby brother's bed to my parents and locking the door? My parents had me, 16 male, kinda young, and just last year they decided to have another baby. My brother Leo is 2 months. I love him, but he cries non-stop every night. My dad and his friends are doing some renovations to the bedroom downstairs, which was supposed to be Leo's room, but some stuff came up and it's delayed now. They told me for a little while that Leo is going to be in my room because my dad needs to get up early for work and he can't sleep if my brother is in their room. It's been annoying AF. Leo cries, and it takes my mum time to get to my room, and then she turns on the lamp in my room, and it takes like a half hour sometimes for her to get him back to sleep. I really hate it. I've kept talking to them about when his room is going to be ready, and my parents say it's going to be a while, but they still say no, he can't be in the room with them. Monday night, I got real annoyed because my mum was knocked out, so I had to get up and change his diaper at like 3 in the morning. When it was nighttime, I moved his crib to their room and told them that I am tired of hearing him cry all the time in my room. My mum started telling me stuff, and then my dad did too when he got home, but I locked my door from inside. They gave up and said fine, if that's what I want, and they kept my brother in their room. My dad was pissed the next day when he got home, because I'm sure Leo woke him up whenever my mum needed to do something. Actually, they both look really mad at me. Then my mum told me I acted real unfair to them, and we're a family who handles stuff together, so she doesn't think that it's right that I'm not trying to help them a little here with my brother. So yeah, she does think I'm an ass for that, since Leo being in my room means my dad does have to wake up every time my mum needs to feed him or whatever, and he is the one who also provides for us. So am I the asshole? And now in the comments, not the asshole. Your sibling is not your responsibility. They need to actually take the role of the parent and be sleep deprived like the rest of us. It's tough, but that's what they decided. They have no right. Downright not the asshole. This is plain hypocrisy to blame you for finding the crying disturbing and complaining about it when your father feels the exact same way. If it bothers him, it bothers you too. The only difference is that he is the parent and you didn't sign up for this, nor are you responsible for your brother. I didn't understand why he has to be in a designated room. He can't be in the living room or in the hallway? Your immature father has to deal with his own son and the accompanied burdens. Leo sounds really annoying. You don't need to be sleep deprived and miserable because of Leo. Too bad your father signed up for a mission which he doesn't want to do. As a parent, you don't push your child to another room and ignore him altogether. If you deal with the familial stuff together, she shouldn't be the only one to take care of Leo, and you shouldn't be the only one enduring his restless nights. If the crying disturbs Dad's sleep and impacts his work, it has an even greater impact on OP's ability to concentrate at school. Teenagers need more sleep than any other age except babies. Definitely not the asshole. Not the asshole. This is absolutely ridiculous. You are still a kid yourself. Maybe help with a diaper or a feeding or some cuddles during waking hours. Maybe even let your mum or dad take a nap while you take him for a walk in the stroller. But no, not the night duty. Teens need their sleep. And OP replies, "Yeah, that doesn't bother me. I like playing with Leo, or we go to the park across the street during the day." Okay, so if you want to mend fences, then tell your parents that you are taking him. Something like, "I'll go out and be back at such and such time. Maybe you can get some rest." So they recognize you are giving them help, but at times that are reasonable for a teenager. Maybe even make dinner if you know how. And OP replies, "Usually when I'm done with school stuff, he's with me anyways when my mum's asleep or she's cooking. I don't know how to cook anything except eggs or pancakes, lol. They don't make me do this, by the way. I like him with me." Not the arsehole. There are multiple solutions they could have chosen, and they picked the one that would take your space from you. Plenty of babies that young stay in their parents' room, and they make it work. If they can't, surely they can give up some living room or dining room space temporarily. Families do help each other, but there is a difference between expecting you to occasionally watch him or change a diaper and imposing the lack of sleep on you when it's not your kid. And now, on to the update. My parents aren't mad at me anymore, at least. I decided to show them the comments on my post plus some of the DMs that I got from actual parents. And I told them how unfair it is that I gotta be the one losing sleep, getting up, cause my mum doesn't do that when I literally have school in a couple of hours, and it's already hard enough for me. It's super tiring having it happen every night when my brother was supposed to have his room be ready a long time ago. I love my little brother, so it's not that I don't want to be around him, but I can't be tired all the damn time. They have finally heard me though, at least, and especially my dad has apologized. And I said I'm sorry too for doing it that way, but just didn't see how else they would listen. For right now, they are sticking to having Leo in the room with them. My dad is learning how to deal with the crying, but my mum takes him to the living room to calm him down. Then when I'm at home, I try to take him more, cause my mum does get super tired, and cause I miss him when I'm at school. So I just have him until it's time to eat dinner. But yeah, finally some frickin' sleep. And now in the comments, "That's good to hear. I know having a baby is tough, but it shouldn't fall on the older child to take care of them at night. I'm glad things have turned around for the better, and you still try to help your mum." And OP says, "I just like making her jealous cause he never cries when he's with me. I like to help. Your little brother must really love you if he's more calm around you. Babies sense these things, so it says a lot that he finds comfort with you, and I'm sure that bond will grow even more." And OP says, "I love him a lot too. My mum says the same thing. He naps longer on me sometimes than when she's holding him, and it's cool how he can stop crying once I've got him. It feels nice to be loved like that, to be honest. It's awesome that things are resolved. It's definitely not your responsibility to deal with a baby that was not your decision to have. It's nice that you are helping your mum after school though. That's really kind of you." And OP says, "It doesn't bother me, to be honest. I like hanging out with him. He never gets fussy with me, and if I gotta do stuff, he's chill when I get him into his carrier. I'm 17 years older than my youngest sibling. Step, but sibling all the same. And they were trying times, but it was and is wonderful being a big sister. I'll give you a heads up though. Between 3 to 4, the questions do not stop, lol. I can still hear her asking, 'Do you know why?' all these years later. Best of luck." Our next post is titled, "Am I the asshole for telling my assistant manager to keep her opinions about my relationship to herself? I love my job, and when my boyfriend's, we've been together for 3.5 years, job was taking too long to bring him back, I got him a job working with me. It's been great. No one acts weird. Honestly, for the first month, no one knew that we were together. We have made a solid circle of close friends and co-workers, and it's a healthy environment for the most part. My assistant manager, 30 female, brings up our relationship a lot. About how she could never live and work with someone that she was dating, how spending so much time together is toxic, etc. My boyfriend has stripper friends who sometimes visit our workplace. They are lovely girls and we hang out occasionally. They are older than us, in their 30s and we are 25, they are beautiful and are intelligent. Honestly, they act like mums or older sisters, and I love the friendship. My assistant manager consistently talks about how secure I must be to be okay with how they act together. They call him Babe, but they call me Babe too. And she tried to tell me to watch out for them, how my boyfriend seems too friendly with women. He's friendly with everyone, and just started venting her opinions about my relationship. I told her I appreciate the concern, but to leave it be. We are perfectly happy. She pressed the issue, and I told her to mind her business and focus on her own relationship. She said I was being an asshole for not taking what she was saying seriously and reevaluating my relationship. And since my relationship is a known thing, she has every right to say something about it. Am I the asshole? I mean, I get workplace and dating opens up Pandora's box, but I think she was out of line. OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. I might be the asshole for telling her to mind her business, considering it's a workplace relationship in a way, and she is my assistant manager. I also told her to focus on her own relationship, as her boyfriend went overseas without her, so she's been extra weird, but I forgot about that when I said it. And now in the comments, not the asshole. Sounds like she's jealous. Also, this is harassing behavior. It relates in no way to the workplace. I'd be taking notes of all of this because I expect HR may need to be told soon. You sound like you have a very secure relationship, and that's awesome. Your manager obviously was burnt at some point and can't handle seeing guys and ladies as friends without it being some weird sexual thing. Not the asshole. And OP says, very secure. When it comes to the opposite sex, we both have to be friendly at work, and we both know our boundaries. And when it comes to our friends, we made sure to communicate and introduce. Not the asshole. Assistant manager is way overstepping. You asked properly for them to let it go, and they didn't. You are not the problem here. And is this like a restaurant or a bar? I'm confused why there's dating and visiting strippers involved. Lol. Not the asshole. You should report her repeated harassments to the manager above her. Your personal life is none of her business, and she should not address it while she's on the clock, unless it's affecting the quality of your work. She's out of line, and your personal life is not her concern. Tell her your relationship is off limits and you will not talk about it. If she doesn't listen, go to a supervisor above her and complain. And OP replies, I'm going to her boss tomorrow actually, and will also be adding how she made me uncomfortable by shaming customers because of their professions. Her making those types of assumptions just doesn't sit right with me. And now onto the update. Alright guys, I got overwhelmed by the comments and couldn't respond anymore. I didn't think I'd get so many responses, so thank you. I reported her to HR, and an investigation is now happening. I have communicated with my boss as well, as he has told her if she keeps it up, she will be finding new employment. A lot of people had questions that I will answer here. We do work in a restaurant environment. My boyfriend's friends who are strippers do not broadcast what they do, nor did they show up topless or anything crazy. They came in regular clothes and act normal, but one of our co-workers recognized them from the club they work at, which is why our co-workers know they strip. They do have flirty banter with my boyfriend and I, but again, it's with the both of us. They are super nice, super respectful, and I honestly know there is nothing to it. They will hug my boyfriend in front of her, and she will comment how big and long the hugs are, but they hug me the same way. They are the best hug givers ever. Anyway, yeah. She's been warned to mind her business, and my boyfriend and I will continue to live stress-free. Everyone who said they love our/my vibe, right back at you. And now in the comments, I'm glad you reported her to HR. You guys are an awesome couple. And OP replies, thank you. I was really stuck thinking maybe I was in the wrong because I was dating someone who I was working with. I almost thought that meant that she could comment on our relationship. I appreciate you guys helping me realize I wasn't crazy and her comments were out of line. Hugs are awesome, and it sounds like it'd be so awesome to have a circle of friends like that. And OP replies, it is so awesome. They are great people to know. They really help motivate us and guide us. Since they are a couple of years older, it helps when they give us advice on things they figured out at our age. They buy us books, take us to lunch, and if we need anything, they are a call away. Really selfless and wonderful people to know. "You're awesome, and I'm glad everything worked out." OP replies, "Thank you so much. I also made sure she got talked to about talking inappropriately about customers since she wanted to talk down about our friends. We have a lot of nightlife customers who come in, and her opinions on them were just so rude and inappropriate. I thought HR should know about that as well. Good on ya. It appears like she should learn to keep her nose out of other people's lives. If she doesn't, she might be out of a job soon. Kind of a sorry not sorry situation there." Alright, and that's where we leave the episode for today, guys. Thank you for sticking around and listening to the end. That's not exactly how I thought this last story would end, but I'm very glad there wasn't a big fight. Or for some people, I'm guessing you're not glad that there wasn't a huge falling out, because that would have been sick. Either way, these things happen. There are good endings, I would like to think, more often than not. Hope you guys enjoyed that one, and I will see you in the next episode. Don't forget to drink some water. Bye.